Everyone, and welcome to today's session. And we have another interesting guest for us today. And again, we are now back to the also visual layer level heavy topic, designing a dashboard in Power BI. And okay, so this session is brought to you by your BizEdge and MHS Analytics. Your BizEdge, we are a training and consulting company in Nigeria. We help companies and professionals become better skilled at using their data. So for individuals, mostly we run trainings. We help you also with data as a service solutions where you reach out to us on a retainer basis. You have us like on a retainer basis where if you need support on things you are building, you want to always be abreast of what's happening, so that's a service you can get from us. So you are just getting help and we are like your extra hands, and then you always be abreast, even things you don't know that you don't have access to in your company, maybe like deployment pipeline, Microsoft Fabric. We're able to even give you an account, create an account for you to use. So we also have that service. And then for companies, it's also we do training for their staff and consulting. And we would like you to try out our online course platform, class.yourbizedge. So we are using an approach where we want people to be able to pick what they want to learn. We want to start putting up micro courses. So if you're someone who what you just want to improve on is Power BI service, you have a course that is just dedicatedly on Power BI service. If what you want to learn is SQL, you have a course on SQL, and even the SQL, we're going to break them into different levels. So we are beginning to do that. So I'm going to share this link so that if you are that kind of person who you want a surgical approach to your training, instead of learning a lot of things that you will not use, you want to just learn what you need to improve on. So I'll share the link. MHS Analytics is a Canadian arm. So if you know someone in North America or you yourself are maybe moving soon and you just want to find a convenient provider over here, then you reach out to us. I'll share the website in the link in the chats. Okay, so now to the very interesting part of today's session. We have a very wonderful person, uh, she might correct me in the pronunciation of her name, so but I'll try my best. I'll use the South American way of pronouncing it. So Jacinta, okay. So Jacinta is a data analyst and she's, you know, passionate about training. She's proficient in Excel, Power BI, SQL. So she's going to also tell us more about herself when she takes over the presentation control from me, but I will share her LinkedIn connection link in the chat so you can connect with her. And so right now I'm going to hand over to Jacinta. So Jacinta, it's over to you. I'm going to fade into the background. You're on mute if you don't know. Uh, Jacinta, can you hear me? Okay, maybe when I said I wanted to go take a drink, maybe she also
Hello, good
left.
evening.
Okay, oh, great, great. I was worried that maybe you've also left for a break.
Oh no,
Okay,
I'm here.
okay, great. So over to you now. You
Okay,
I'll stop sharing and then you can share your screen.
okay. Good evening, everyone. So let me proceed to share my screen. You tried with the pronunciation of my name. You
I
tried,
did well.
but
Okay.
but
I
it
tried.
wasn't.
It wasn't there
It
yet.
wasn't exact. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, we do.
Okay. So my name is Jacinta, but I've heard different versions.
Pronunciation.
So
Mine is another one you've heard today now.
yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay. So a data analyst at NHOP. I'm passionate about training and tutoring other people. So uh, I stay in the northern part of Nigeria. and there is little to no knowledge concerning data. So this is what fuels my passion to tutor others, people who are interested in getting into data, and also even spark up the conversation, make people to become interested in data, because it's actually an amazing field. So I have a track record of conducting analysis, delivering insights from data to help businesses make the best decisions. As he mentioned, I'm proficient in Excel, Power BI, and SQL. I have been able to empower over 100 individuals, helping them to learn data analytics, training them one-on-one personally, and even as a group. I'm committed to knowledge transfer and skill development, and I'm a strong believer of learning. So I'm still learning, I'll keep learning, and that's just it. So today we're going to be talking about designing a dashboard in Power BI. So I'll just proceed to turn off my camera now so that I will get to the business of the day. Okay. So before I start talking about designing a dashboard, I would like to talk about what is a dashboard and why it is important to design your dashboard. So a dashboard is a visual representation of key performance indicators, metrics, and other important data points consolidated and presented in a single, easy-to-read interface. So let's take note of this word, single. I forgot to mention, I would really like the class to be interactive. So feel free to ask me questions in between. Feel free to drop your comments, and Michael is going to relay them back to me. So single is very important to note when we're talking about dashboard, because we have dashboard and then we have reports. So reports are not single. Reports are multiple pages because they give an in-depth analysis. But for dashboard, it's just a single page that gives a summary. It's like a summary page. And it has to be easy to read. So at this easy to read here, that's where the whole importance of designing your dashboard comes in, because we want this to be easy to read. Someone should just glance through and get insight. A dashboard serves as a real-time, at-a-glance summary of an organization's performance or specific aspect of its operations. Dashboards are designed to provide a quick overview, allowing users to make informed decisions. We all know that this is the key value that data analyst brings to the table, helping companies to make data-driven decisions. So these decisions are not just based on sentiments or based on illusions or imaginations. They're actually from the data, what the data is saying. So that's why these allowing users to make informed decisions based on the presented data. In essence, a data analytics dashboard is a powerful tool that empowers users to monitor, analyze, and interpret data in a way that facilitates quick and effective decision making. So one can say it's like a control panel for data-driven insights, offering a streamlined and user-friendly experience in the complex world of data. So down to the reason why you need to design your dashboard is to impact effectiveness and usability of the dashboard. If your dashboard is poorly designed, it's going to defeat the entire purpose of your analysis. If people have to struggle to understand the insights that you're trying to pass, so it's already defeating the purpose of it being a quick, easy to use tool. So here are some more tailored reasons to why you need to design your dashboard: for clarity and accessibility. A well-designed dashboard presents complex data in a visually clear and accessible manner. This ensures that users, regardless of their level of expertise, can quickly understand the information and make informed decisions. So just as I said earlier, your dashboard has to be clear. The story you're trying to tell, you shouldn't be the only one that should be able to understand that story. Your dashboard should be tailored to the end users. So the stakeholders or the individual who is going to be using your dashboard, you need to be able to address their needs with your dashboard, the questions that they have, and then the confusions that they're trying to get clarity on. So it's very important to design your dashboard in a way that the end user is able to get information from it without getting confused, without mixing up the story that you're trying to tell with your dashboard. Another reason why you need to design your dashboard is for user engagement. So an engaging and visually appealing design encourages users to interact with the dashboard. Interactive elements, intuitive navigations, and well-organized layouts enhance user engagement and make the analytics experience more enjoyable. So remember that this dashboard, you're not just making it to just because you want to do something, you're actually making it to help solve a business problem. So the end user should be able to engage with your dashboard. They should be able to drill down and get information. They should be able to interact with this dashboard. The elements, your charts, everything should be well organized in a layout that enhances the user engagement, that enhances the user experience. Someone shouldn't come across your dashboard and feel that, oh, I need to be a technical person to be able to use this dashboard. It defeats the entire purpose. Faster decision making is another reason why you need to design your dashboard properly. The primary purpose of a dashboard is to provide quick insight. A thoughtfully designed dashboard enables users to rapidly absorb information. So this is very important. Just as I've said earlier, the user should be able to get the information that you are passing. They should be able to make confident decisions after going through the summary, which is your dashboard, your summary tool, which is your dashboard. There should be ease of interpretation. This is another reason why you should design your dashboard. So visual elements such as charts, graphs, and color-coded indicators can aid in quick interpretation of trends and patterns. A well-designed dashboard uses these elements judiciously to convey information without causing confusion. Those are some of the reasons why you need to design your dashboard correctly, why you need to pay attention to some of these important guidelines, because it's these guidelines that help you to make a proper dashboard design. So these are the important guidelines that you need to follow when you're designing a dashboard. So designing an effective dashboard involves careful consideration of various elements to ensure clarity, visibility, and relevance. So before I go down to the guidelines that you need to follow, are there any questions about the reasons why you need to design your dashboard? Or is there anything anybody needs to share about a time when they did not design their dashboard well and something happened, or anything at all? Please just feel free to drop them in the comments section, in the chat box rather, because I'm really interested in having an interactive section with you guys.
Thank you. I've also notified them too in the chat. So thanks for bringing that up again. Thanks. I'll let you know once people begin to drop their comments.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. So some of the important guidelines that you need to follow when designing a dashboard is, first, you need to understand your audience. So if you were designing a dashboard for a technical team, maybe for a senior analyst, right, you can bring all your technicalities inside. they will not have a problem understanding it. They will not have a problem breaking it down. But if you're designing dashboard for maybe a stakeholder or for the sales team or for an individual, maybe a business owner, and then you make it so technical, you're bringing in so many things that they might find hard to use. So this will not be a very good experience for your user. They might need you to always come and explain things to them. And then remember that they just want to get quick insight about what's going on in their business. They just want to get a quick summary of an information. They want to make a decision, and then they just want to look through the charts and know what next they want to do. So you need to identify the primary users of your dashboard and understand their needs, the roles and the objectives. So you need to also know what your end user wants from you before you go ahead and start creating your dashboard. So when you understand your audience, this is the first and most important guideline that you should follow when you're designing a dashboard. Secondly, you need to define clear objectives. So based on the needs of your end user, this is where you begin to outline the objectives that you want to achieve with this dashboard. So you need to clearly define the goals and the objective of the dashboard and aim it to address the needs of your end user. You align your design with specific information that your user will need, specific information that your user is going to be interested in. There's no point creating a dashboard that doesn't answer the questions that your user have, that doesn't address their needs. There's no need of that dashboard. You need to also simplify your design. So when you hear design a dashboard, it may want to make someone feel like maybe this is a design competition or sort of like a, I need to make it so beautiful. I need to bring all the rainbows in it. Yeah, we've all been there. There's always a point where someone gets carried away and think it's all about, making it so beautiful, making it so wow. That's not the aim of your dashboard. For a dashboard to be called effective, it must pass the first guideline. It must pass through the second guideline. And then it doesn't need to be a complicated design. You don't need to flush in a rainbow color spark or something. No, because colors actually tell a lot of stories. So you need to be careful when you're trying to create out your design, your dashboard layout. You need to keep your design simple and focused on the aim of this dashboard, the goal that you're trying to achieve with this dashboard. You need to avoid unnecessary details and any cluster that is going to distract from the main message. So I believe that as human beings, we're very visual beings. And the truth about it is, when you have unnecessary details, you have some unnecessary, design that are very attractive, they may actually draw the user's attention away from the insight they're trying to get. You might, let's just say you have a dashboard and then you have this complicated background picture or something, so flashy. So it might take the person's attention away from actually getting the insights that they initially came for, and then they are now looking at the fine design. No, that's not what you want to achieve with your dashboard. You don't want to make it so complicated with a lot of unnecessary details. So every single detail, every single icon, every single image on your dashboard needs to be absolutely necessary. We don't want to confuse the people or just do things for the sake of doing them. So another guideline rather, that you have to adhere to when you're creating your dashboard or designing your dashboard is that you have to prioritize key metrics. So every business has a key performance indicator. Every business owner, every stakeholder, there are these certain key performance indicators that they are looking out for. So you need to prioritize this. You need to highlight this. You need to always bring out those critical metrics, those important key performance indicators. They always need to be a part of your dashboard, but you don't need to make it overwhelming for your user. You don't need to overwhelm them with information. You're only going to pick those that are absolutely necessary and those that address the challenge or the problem at hand. Another guideline is you need to use consistent design elements. You need to maintain consistency, like your color, your dashboard layout, your fonts. All these things need to be consistent. Otherwise, they can become a distraction to the user. If you have a dashboard where, because you like colors and then you decide for each chart, I'm going to be using a different color. So each chart, that's each visual in your dashboard is having a different color. That doesn't really tell any story. You're just using it because, oh, I love colors. So that will not be good. That is going to be absolutely be an absolute distraction to your user. So you need to portray professionalism, and you always have to keep your users at mind. The end users of your dashboard, you always have to keep them at mind with every single element that you put on your dashboard, with every single visual. You always have to refer back to the first guideline and the second guideline. Another guideline is to choose the appropriate visuals. So this cannot be overemphasized. Every visual has a particular use case. Every visual has the question that they will answer appropriately. Take, for instance, if you were using a line chart to portray, let me pick something, because I just keep remembering that you need a line chart to portray a trend over time. So if you're using a line chart to portray something that is not a trend over time, you're using it maybe to good. Imagine using a line chart to compare relationship. Nobody is going to understand it. If you're trying to compare relationships, you use a scatter plot. A line chart is best used to show the trend over time. Or imagine having a pie chart that has like 10 categories on it. Like, nobody is going to be able to actually understand the exact proportion of those elements, of the categories that you're representing. It's going to be really difficult. So you need to know the different charts and the appropriate use for that chart. So for some charts that you use all the time, you might already have it at the back of your mind. Oh, this is what you use a line chart for. This is what you use a bar chart for. Or you might come across some charts that you've never used before. So you can always go to Google, browse on the internet, so that you can know, oh, let's say I want to check for a relationship and a scatter plot is not really giving you what you want. Browse on the internet and know what other chart type can I use to portray relationship, if there's a relationship between my data. And if you're unsure, if you're unsure of the chart type to use, just sit and critically look at it. If you cannot get information out of it, if you cannot break down the information that you're seeing on that chart, just know that it's very possible that the next person will not be able to understand the information that you're seeing on that chart. So you should select the appropriate chart type and visualization based on the nature of the data. Ensure that the visualization effectively convey the intended message. So I think I'll go to Power BI and let's have a little, let's play around with this a little. Then I'll come back and finish the remaining guidelines. Okay. So can you all see my Power BI? Hello?
Yes, sorry, I was looking for my unmute mic. Yes, I see your Power BI, and I see people
Okay.
are answering too. So yes, we see your Power BI. Someone is even giving a thumbs up. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael. So, just to give a little disclaimer, before you come to this visual table to start putting your visual, to start putting in your charts, there are some things that you would have done before you start visualizing anything. First, you should have imported the right data. You should have cleaned the data, because you can't just pick a data without confirming if it's clean, if there are some unnecessary information, if there are some misleading information, you just load it in and start using charts. No, these are the things that you should have done beforehand. And I believe that if you don't know how to do these things, you can still go through some of the videos on YouTube. This channel has a lot of content. I won't even lie, I've learned a lot from this channel. I don't know if I've said that. I've learned a lot from this channel, and the work they're doing is absolutely amazing. So if you don't know how to clean your data, model your data, explore your data, please just refer to the previous content on this channel and you can get all of that. So when you've done all that, you've explored your data, you've cleaned it, you've modeled it, which is very important. So I'm not going to be handling any of that because that's not the purpose for this class. I'm just going to go ahead to show you the effect of using a bar chart to represent your data. Okay. So just a moment, let me head back to Power Query. I just noticed that I don't have the column names. I did not really take time to clean this data because I was not really intending to go through how to do that for this class. I just want to show you the effect of using a bar chart. I'll just be importing another data because this needs a little bit of cleaning. So you can already see the importance of cleaning your data here now. So I just popped this in because I didn't bother really looking through it, but I'm seeing there's some issues with it that will take my time. So I'll just rather get new data. Just put this one. Are you guys still with me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I think this one is in order. That is. Okay, so let's see. Let me pick. Let me pick the pie charts, right? And then so for example now, this doesn't make any sense. Looking at sum of sales, and then I just picked the sales and I dropped it here. So because a pie chart will not work with this type of data, this is actually numeric data. It tried to sum up everything and just give me one big circle, giving me the total number of the sales. So this doesn't really answer anything. If I would want to do sum of sales, I would rather use a card visual. And this better tells us something. This is better than having a round circle. This is better than using just a round circle. Do you understand? So this is giving us the total sales. Let me do something else. There's still some things you can do here. You can increase your font size, you know, and all that. Let me use a line chart. Bar chart. Okay, so I'm going to give another example with this. So if I want to see, if I want to see sales, so I brought in sales and I brought in the other date. So that's the date now. So this was initially a bar chart, but now you can't even understand, you can't even tell what's going on. This is just a cluster of information that it's actually hard to understand. But let me use a line chart and do the same thing. Now, you can see that when I use the bar chart, the way that it clustered everything makes it look like a line chart. So this actually defeats the purpose of a bar chart, this first chart. But with a line chart, it's better. It just makes more sense to use a line chart, since at the end of the day, if you use the bar chart for it, it was just going to cluster your data and make it look like a line chart. That's just a little explanation on why you need to use the right visual. I don't know if there's any question at this point before I continue, or if there's any confusion, I'd be absolutely happy to talk about it.
Well, the questions that have been coming were more of like when you mentioned that people can take advantage of our resources. So someone asked for the link for the previous session, so I have shared. Oh, a question has come in. So Said is asking that, let me read it the way he's written it. So he says, please, can you click on the line chart so I see the dimension? That's what he has typed.
Okay, let's go back there. Now, there's still a lot of work that you have to do here. You can see the years below. So there's still one or two things that you need to touch to help you make better understanding of these charts. So, Said, I don't know if there's something in particular you want me to do.
I think that was it. So you've done what he said. I think he wanted to see the chart again. And okay, so
Okay.
there's another question that has come in. So Tolu is saying that, is there another chart that can better represent the information? Let me read. He said, in my opinion, I think it is still clustered. Is there another chart that can better represent it?
Yes, definitely. There are other charts that you can use for trends over time. Let me think of one. So it's yeah, it looks clustered because there is no particular question that we've asked from this data set. So from the particular question that you're trying to ask, that is actually what is going to define if this is working for you or if this is not working for you. So just as I mentioned earlier, there's still some little adjustments that you need to do to make it better and easier understandable. Maybe you could just limit it for 1 year, maybe just look at it for 2014, because this is a cluster of 3 years, right? So you could just make it 2014, then you can have a filter for the remaining years. So when you click on 2015, when you put like a filter here, when you click on 2015, it's going to change. Click on 2016, it's going to change. So that will reduce the cluster. But definitely there are other charts. I just can't think of one right now. There are other charts that can still represent trends over time.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think I remember one other one. I know sometimes we also use area charts, if it's just one
Yes.
thing anyway.
Why didn't it come to my mind? Area charts, totally. It's just like a line chart, just that it shows it shades the area. It gives you, let me just use this so you guys are going to see. I didn't click on anything. So if you look clearly, you can see that the areas is trying to show you the proportion. The areas are all shaded up, but this chart still needs a little work. I think it will be best to look at it per year than having the cluster of 3 years here.
I can even give an idea of one that I've used in real life that looks like exactly what you've shown. And like you said, it was also answering the question. So it was stocks performance, like stock market. And then so we had a filter at the top where like a timeline, that slicer
Yeah.
that you can drag time. And then we
Yeah.
have on the left, we had like the different companies. And so at the first time you want to see if you're interested in maybe buying, let me just say, for instance, you're interested in analyzing different companies and you picked maybe GT Bank. At
Yeah.
first, you want to see over multiple years so that at least you see
Okay.
what the what it's been like.
Yes.
Then you can
What's
now,
been like?
yeah, then you now reduce the time by using the timeline slicer to now fix on maybe this year. But at least you still wanted to see that thing that looks clustered because you want to know whether
It actually
what has
answers
it
a
been like.
question.
Yeah,
Yes. You
exactly.
can actually just see at a glance that, oh, 2015 wasn't a good year. 2016, it was booming. 2017, there was a slight decrease. So all that kind of thing. Thank you very much, Michael, for that input. So another guideline to follow when you're designing your dashboard is good effective use of color. So I know that for this one, some people just become discouraged. They say, oh, I'm not really good at color. Right from when I was a child, I don't know how to mix color. It wasn't my thing. So what am I going to do? Does that mean I can't be a good data analyst because I don't know how to mix colors well or how to use colors to tell a story? So the good news is there are actually some websites that you can use to get complementary colors, colors that are not hurtful to the eyes. You know that there's how you're going to mix a certain color and it's going to become hurtful to the eyes. Like once you just glance at it, you don't want to look at it again because it's just going to be a whole lot to the person who is viewing it. So there are some websites. I'll give you one. Color Hunt. Think this one. So you can see, so Color Hunt is a website that you can pick the color that you want to work with. But sometimes for some companies, they already have a template that they use. So you don't even have to worry yourself about this. Just go ahead and use the color templates that the company have made. Because some companies, they have, what will I call it now? They have a certain brand color, and so they like to keep everything in tone with that brand design and stuff like that. So you can just do that. But if it's something that it's free and open, you can actually pick colors for yourself. You can leverage this website. There is another one that also gives nice colors. I think it's Colors, right?
Yes, cool. I use that one more.
Yeah. So you could just come to explore trending, or you could start your own generator, or you could just go to explore trending chart and lots of color combination for you to pick from. When you just click on this, you've copied the color. And when you head to Power BI, you can go to from your inserts, right? So you can make an edit from here or directly from the chart, from your format pane here. You could just go down to colors and then you impute that name that you've already copied. Or something else that you can do is you can create a JSON file. It's not hard. It's just to pick these names and arrange it in a certain order in your text, just a text chart, arrange it in a certain order, then save it as a JSON file, just .json, and then you can import it as a color template into Power BI. But if you don't want to do that, there's another website I'm going to show you that can actually help you create the JSON file for your color template. So that's Power BI theme generator. think this is the one. No, that's not where I want to be. I'll just type it. Michael, have you come across this one?
I don't
Have you
know
used
if
Power
it's the
BI
Power BI
team,
tips. Is
team generator?
I can't. The one I used was by Power BI tips. So they create, but it's not as it's not. It was doing many things. It's not just team generator. So I don't think it's that one
Yeah,
you
this
have
one
in mind.
does. I think it does other things. So,
Ah.
is it this one? This is it. So you see, you can
Mm.
actually create a JSON team. That's your color team. When you just pick create here, you pick in the colors you want. If there is an image that you want to extract colors from, you can upload that image here, or you can even read it to colors and then you get your colors from there. You can, if you have a Power BI file that you want to use as your template, you can just put that in here. But if you find this confusing, you can just watch this tutorial here and it's going to explain everything better. But rather than trying to create your JSON file, typing all those things, I find this very easy to use in creating the JSON file. So you just put in your email and all that, and you can enjoy it. It's actually a great website. So that's about that one. So why is it even why is colors coming up? Do you know that colors can actually attract someone to look at a certain thing, and colors also have meaning? Like if you're trying to portray, oh, there was a downtime for the company at a certain level, if you use red, everybody knows that, oh, red means something was going down. If you use green, that's like a thumbs up, it was going well. If you use gray, gray is considered as a non-color. So when you use gray and another color, let's say you use blue and then gray for the rest, you're just telling people, okay, focus on this particular insight, why these ones are not, this shouldn't really be your focus on this. So colors actually have a lot of meaning. Color actually help you tell your story and help the users to understand your stories, the story just the way you would want them to. So I said to use your colors strategically to highlight important information, ensure that the color choices are accessible, and avoid using too many colors that can lead to confusion. So another guideline when you're designing your dashboard is to provide context. So you need to give a little bit of information, your heading, or rather your title. All these things, you need to put thoughts into it, so that the person who is using your dashboard can be able to understand the information that you're portraying. Just as Michael mentioned, they used that line chart and then they used it over years. I'm sure that they must have written something from the heading or the subtitle, would have given some context as to what is happening there. You would hear, okay, something like, so the company made a loss 2017 and 2018, it was getting better. Something, just a little information. It doesn't have to be textbook information. Little context to your data to help your end users understand better. So this can be in form of your title, can be in form of a little description, can be in form of a little subheading. So you have to be very thoughtful about all of this. Then you need to ensure responsiveness. Design your dashboard to be responsive and compatible with different devices. Oh, I forgot to mention. So remember that we said the dashboard is a summary tool. So you should be able to view it on different devices. For example, Power BI, there is the Power BI mobile, which the primary use is just to monitor your dashboard and also to schedule updates or refresh for your data. So you need to design your dashboard in such a way that it should be compatible with both a wide screen and a small screen of a mobile phone or a tablet or a wide TV screen. So your dashboard needs to be able to be compatible with different devices, because it's something that it should be very accessible, something that someone just wants to look through and get a certain insight. They should be able to do that even if they're just with their phone or they're on their desktop or anything. And also your dashboard needs to be interactive. That's about this responsiveness. It needs to be interactive in the sense that, so there are some important information that you want to portray, but rather than just dump it all in there, you can use your filters, your sliders, your bookmarks, your buttons to help make your dashboard very interactive and a pleasant ride for your end user. So that's the end of my presentation. I think I was able to keep to time.
Yes, yes. And we have more time for questions. So someone is asking about what you mentioned regarding mobile friendly. Uh, so let me read the question anyway, so I don't misinterpret it by trying to summarize. So she's saying, Tolu, maybe he or she, I don't know. Am I the one to make it mobile friendly, or Power BI had that feature?
Yes, Power BI has that feature. I'll show you. So, see, mobile layout. So when you use this, it's going to see, this is the screen of a mobile phone now. So you can try to arrange your visuals here and everything so that
So I think someone else is even, like, wow. So yes, I'm sure people are happy with the answer. Okay, so any more questions? Because I think I have two questions, but so that it doesn't become like I'm cheating because I'm the moderator. Okay, so question one, people, if you have questions, also send them over so I can read them, to Jacinta. Did I get the pronunciation right this time? Okay, so question number one. Jacinta, are you still there? You there? Is it just me or you're not saying anything? Jacinta, are you there? Okay, I think actually our network has timed out. Okay. I hope she notices it and comes back online. Okay, so everyone, while we wait for her to rejoin, please, we will appreciate if you fill the feedback form. I'm going to share them. And in case if you've not connected with Jacinta, I'm resending a LinkedIn Connect link so you can connect with her. Then we will also appreciate your, by the way, for those who, want to watch the recorded session or access our previous sessions, I'm sharing our channel, YouTube channel, so you can go subscribe. You can, at your own free time, also go through the recordings of the sessions that have been happening in the last. We started these like middle of last year. I mean, middle of 2020. So we are kind of like 3 year plus into this. So it's a lot of content that we already have. Trying to also look for, yes, we would like you to fill the feedback form for today's session. I hope Jacinta comes back on time, because sometimes people don't know. They don't know when their network kicks them out. I think it has happened like to someone two or three sessions ago, and he didn't know. And if you would like to present, you've been using some aspect of Power BI or even Excel. So Excel, Power BI, financial modeling, and then you have something you can present to us for 1 hour, and we will learn. And also, to the advantage to you is it builds your profile. These things are recorded. The session is always, accessible online. So you begin to have your own profile too. And actually, this platform we are using, Microsoft is the owner of this platform, so they see your activity too. Welcome. I was about to say, we don't know you if you detected on time that you've left this session. So welcome. So I have two questions. Question number one is, let me start with the more interesting one. We would like to hear your story. I know you've told us why you have this passion for teaching. So that part we've gotten, you are one of the few people who genuinely care about other people learning, and so that you've explained. But how about how you got into the whole data space? Was it like, in your past life, if you one of those who believe that people come to multiple lives, was it that in your past life you missed the train on this, and you knew that this is going to be the field that will blow up, and then you had come prepared, or right from age one, right from daycare, you had figured out this is what you are going to do? So we'd like to hear your journey, your unique story to where you are now. You're on mute.
I totally forgot. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I got into data because I wasn't very sure on what to do next after school, right? So I'm actually from an agric background. So I started even on in my undergraduate years, I was into farming, not don't look at me like that. When I start into farming, people are just like, you farm. What did you farm? Okay, rather
Maybe
let
it's
me say
mechanized now. I think nowadays technology, you'll sit on the driver's seat and you'll be pressing different buttons.
yeah, but I wasn't good with the whole tractor stuff. The farm aspect I went into was mushroom cultivation and also livestock. Yeah, so rabbits, chicken, that was my thing. But I found out that I wanted more, and I actually wanted to impact people, not just to make sure that people are well fed. I actually want to do something beyond me, not just about my pocket. So I got talking with a friend, and that was how I got to know all about data analytics, and I was very interested in it. So one of the difficulties I had was where I could learn. So I couldn't find any community here or that was teaching data analytics. There are very limited people. So I started the journey on my own. I started picking up YouTube videos and all that. That's how I stumbled on your channel. It was
Oh,
very helpful, yes. And I started looking out for other people in tech community. So even though they don't have data analytics, but I just felt being in a tech community where people are all using their laptop, learning things, trying to build themselves was going to be helpful for me. So there's actually the place I work at right now, NHOP. So that was the tech community that I got into. Then I started looking out for events that I could attend so I could meet people. And so from attending those events, I was able to meet someone that was already in the field. So he became like a mentor to me. He was putting me through one or two things when I had some misunderstanding. And so it was very helpful to me. So that really helped me understand the need to have, when someone is learning, they actually need someone who has gone ahead of them, even if the person is still learning, even if the person is still getting his stuff together, but you can actually help someone who's just picking up. So that was it for me. A lot of people have absolutely helped me.
I think the network has happened again. The good part is at least the network let us to finish our main demo and slides, so that's good. Hopefully she will discover that and rejoin. Okay, good. So sorry for this last I wanted to say last minute, but end of session problems. But the good part is we're at the part where even if you leave now, she's covered she's covered all of what she prepared for us. It would just be nice to hear her talk about her journey and her advice to people who also are trying to break in professionally into this field. So that's why, if you're interested in hearing her journey, then you can also stay back, and once she rejoins, she will continue her story. In the meantime, we've been looking at people's feedback for all our sessions, and it seems a lot of people keep asking, is there a community, where can they keep abreast of all that is happening, get reminders, get notifications. So I'm going to share the community link. That's for this one we are having right now. I'm typing in the chat box the community link. So Power BI Learning Community. Okay, so I've typed in the chat box that one. Maybe I'll just share my screen so that as I type it, especially for those who are watching the recording, it will be easy for them to also see what it is that I've shared. So this is the main community for the Power BI one. So you see that this is a session we're having right now. And then as you can see, there are other sessions that will happen. Some have been fully filled out. Some, this is an error. This is next week. This is duplicate. I'll tell my colleague who is meant to fix that. Then for the Excel, we had Excel a while back. I was the one who presented on that one. So this was what I presented on dashboard and blah, blah. So I'm going to also share the Excel community. Excel community. But I share the Excel community. Windows R, paste. Okay, it's a meetup. The platform is meetup. You get reminders, you get announcements, so it is the official community page. And sometimes even the resources that the presenters share, Yeah, the Excel class held today. Yes, we've done it already. It's like 2.5 or like it ended 2 hours ago. So those are the community page. We also have the financial modeling one. It's been tough. The financial modeling one has actually been a bit dormant, and it's just, that is such the life. It's a niche area, so we struggle to get people who are presenters for it. But occasionally we do get. I think next week we're going to have someone. So there's also the financial modeling learning community. So join these communities, and you will always be in loop of all the activities we run. And if you look at the Excel one, it's thousands. I think we've got 6,000 members. I think we are the biggest in the data analysis space anyway. I don't know of other space, but for data analysis, we have the largest community, and more importantly, we are the most active. Every week we try to have a session. It will always be mixed. It might not be every session that you will find interesting, but even the ones that you think you already know, it's always good. It might just be one or two things out of the 20 or 50 things the person does that is new to you. That's what But then I also understand if you have other things to do, you might not be worth it to sit down a whole hour to hear what you already know. But I just want to highlight that don't have a blanket idea about the session and feel like, oh, you know, you won't join maybe because you joined the one of today and maybe you knew today's one is interesting, but we've had sessions where some people might know most of what the trainer says. Then you find out that the next one, the one after it, is probably something that is completely new to you and it would be great if you get to learn it. So I don't know, maybe we just wait 1 or 2 more minutes. And if she doesn't come up, we will just end the session here. Okay, so Lekon, if you don't mind, you can chat up. Does financial? Yeah. Wale, we are both in the same group. That's true. Um, I think he was supposed to speak 2 years ago. I'll thank you for bringing it up again. I will message him. You know, I will even let him know that someone else has. Let me screenshot your chat and you know that way he will know that people are calling for him. Okay. I don't know. Maybe at this point we will probably just end the session. But if you need to be somewhere else, you can go. Let me not hold you back. We will. I will just try and hold on a bit and see if she comes in within. Maybe I'll give it 2 more minutes. And if you have any questions, please also ask. I might be able to answer some of them. Oh, I see she's back. Oh, great, great. I see she's back. Let me quickly make her a presenter. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't notice on time that you're back. Okay, I've made you a presenter. You might want to unmute.
Okay, that's
Great.
fine.
All right.
Um, I'm really sorry about the off and on. I don't know what's
It's
going on with my
the
network.
the timing is good. At least you finished the presentation. It's already
I'm actually
just
grateful, yeah.
uh,
I was done. So, to wrap what I was saying, you need to be willing to learn from other people, and you should also be willing to help other people. Because to whom much is given, much is expected. A lot of people have helped me in my journey, so it's only logical that I help other people as much as I can.
okay. Great, great. The So the last question, I said 2 questions. So the last question is, what do you advise? What advice do you have for people who are trying to? I think she's okay. Are you still there? Okay. What advice do you have for people who? I was about to say I didn't see you again. Well, what advice do you have for people who are trying to get into this space? They are at that point you are at. some periods back when you found out that this is what you want to do, and you made the change. I know it must be tough, but at least you are here, so you successfully made the change. Some people are still trying to figure out, confused, maybe a bit frustrated, some almost like making no progress. What advice do you have for people trying to make the switch?
Okay, so what I would say is, please, you cannot always figure it out on your own. That's why it's good to find a mentor or get into. I heard when Michael said that they do offer courses. Please, it would help you because if you go to YouTube and you're picking up one or two videos, yes, very helpful, but you might not know the order in which you need to learn these things. So just imagine learning Excel and you're starting with VLOOKUP, instead of starting with the basic of Excel, you're in VLOOKUP, you're going to be confused. So it's actually helpful when you find communities like this where you can learn and network with people. It helps a lot. So when you find that, and also don't give up. Sometimes we get hard. Sometimes you feel like, this my head cannot learn this thing. Your head can learn it. You just need to be patient with yourself and you need to put in the work. Yes, you need to put in the work. But it's all going to pay off. It's totally going to pay off. So that's just what I have to say. And then network with people, yeah. Go on Twitter, search for data analyst. So some people post a lot of helpful materials. Some people post every day lots of helpful materials. Some people post time to time helpful materials. So follow such people, go through their materials, join Twitter spaces, talk about your struggle, talk about your learning. Just do that. It's going to make you feel good and it's going to help you in this journey a lot.
Wow, wow. Thanks a lot. So I think we will let you go now. I see we've taken 12 more minutes of your time than the uh, scheduled time itself. But thanks a lot. I hope we can have you again in the coming year. If hope we can come back to you and say, please come teach us something new too. But thanks a
Totally,
lot.
Michael. It's a
Great,
pleasure.
great.
I'm really honored to be here. Like, I'm really honored. I'm going to write about it on my LinkedIn. Hey, God.
We'll even give you a surprise. We'll send you a surprise tomorrow, like something you can even have as like an appreciation. And
Oh
let me
my
not
God.
spill the cat. Okay.
Thank
Let the
you. I love
cat out of the
surprises.
yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And to everyone who has stayed till now, thank you very much. And anyone who missed some part of the session, the recording will be live tomorrow. We'll share the links. And please connect with Jacinta. I've shared our LinkedIn. Add that to your network, like she has advised. Let us join the network of people already on this journey. So thank you. And thanks a lot again, Jacinta. It's amazing. You've made it very easy to follow. You've made it interactive. And we like your teaching style. Thanks a lot. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.